Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by the whole crew. I love this. Brian,
Hello.
Kevin,
Hello.
Waleed, and Gabler.
Let's go, Gabler's goons! All you haters that said Gabler is not going to win, you were wrong.
So, like we have said in the channel, like this time,
I think he's the kind of guy that's just gonna somehow finagle his way to the end by not being a threat and by being stupid, and either that will work in his favor to get
like
votes,
Mike from
or
last
I do.
or he'll
right.
get
I
no
mean, you're
votes.
absolutely right.
Because it's an individual game now. So if you come in last, it doesn't affect anybody but yourself.
yeah,
And
I just think
actually,
he's
the
annoying
people that do that.
this time.
Want him to win, I guess, at the end, and I wouldn't put it past him to somehow finagle his way to the very end and get the win.
So I said last.
We literally said
this last week, man.
Maybe I
Kevin and I are on the same
No.
page.
Oh, yeah, we
He's
did
still
briefly
a
touch
target
on.
this time. You said in our text, it's like I'll give you guys credit. You and Kevin especially were saying that Gabler has chance to go further in the game. I thought early on he was being too much of a weirdo, and
He definitely was.
And so I thought he was just going to be an annoyance vote. We've seen that. Like there's people have done less to get voted out this season, even,
Yes,
so
definitely.
But like you said, he kind of chilled out. He's kind of seen the bigger picture. People have used him a lot, but he knows that he's being used and doesn't really care. And it's allowed him now. He's in the final 7. I don't see him being a target. If I'm looking at people left on that beach, I don't see him being at least the next 2 targets, right? If he just keeps his mouth shut, basically.
Yeah, and if he even said this episode, I don't remember who he said to. He's like, we got to start looking at Jesse and Cody. I mean, that's 2 people that if he even gets one of them, he's making it the next week. If he gets 2,
you
that's
get Jesse or Cody next week, he makes it to the final 4.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a big move.
And then maybe like this time,
and Owen and Gabler seem to just be doing, whatever.
I'm telling you, Gabler is sitting under the radar.
Yeah,
doing literally, and he pointed out today. I was like, I don't think these people even know the game that I'm playing.
Oh, I think Gabler's a lock to go to the finale, and
For sure.
I kind of want Gabler to win just because everyone else that recaps these shows keeps saying he doesn't have a chance, and I'm like, you're wrong, you're wrong. He has a chance. He has a chance, and
he definitely has a chance. There's no doubt about it. But how does it? Just because he's annoying? Yeah.
Because I think he's played a great flippy floppy game. I think Jesse's going to end up in fire, and I think Jesse's going to make it to Final 4 because he has an idol. And then at this point, he's going to have to take someone out. I guess he could win his way to Final 3, but if he's in fire, that's the only way he'll lose. And
all right.
If anyone beats him, I think it's Gabler. So
I obviously, if we had any plans pre-show of not taking the winner right away, Gabler's goons have made sure everyone knows we're not going to bury the lead here. As you can see, I'm wearing my camo. We're all trying to, Brian and Kevin and Waleed grew beards for this. So, we are all here. Congratulations, Gabler. I will not be one of the people to claim credit. I thought when Gabler was being lazy at chores in episodes like 2 or 3 that he was going to get himself kicked out for being a boomer. Was dead wrong. What did he call Al Gabler? When he realized there was danger, he got himself under the water. Went into a very open jury, it seems like, guys. I'm a little iffy on that opinion. I want to get your guys, but let's just run down the line on your guys' reactions. I really want to hear from you guys who have been on the Gabler goon squad all time. So I want to start with Kevin and Brett. You guys have been sticking with the show the longest with us this season, and then Bry Waleed.
Oh, wait, let's start with Bry, because I think Bry has a big announcement when it comes to this.
All right,
wait,
Bry,
what? I got a big announcement?
Big announcement when it comes to this. There's some excitement that comes along with you saying who won this whole thing and who told who what.
I think Brian was the first person to actually back up Gabler.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. I mean, let me just say this. I know all people that watch the show. Kevin and I have seen every single episode of the show, so I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but we kind of know what's going on. It's just he had the very nice Kevin said it best because I was just rewatching a lot of these episodes. He peaked in stupidity at the right time. Very early in the game, people this guy sucks. He's not going anywhere. And then he just snuck under the radar. And he actually was making smart moves. And as we got into the early 8, 9, 10, he started doing things where you're wow, this guy kind of gets it. And this
Dude,
is
the
where we're
best
at.
part about it is everything that we said in that call out, he used
Yes.
in his deliberation. He's like, well, I did this, and I peaked at this certain point, and I became an alligator, and I dropped down, and that's exactly what we called was going to happen. So, to Brian, myself, I'm pretty sure Brett was in there a little bit.
Yeah, no, I would
Brett
say the
definitely
three
was.
of us, this triangle on my screen,
Yeah.
we definitely said it.
Yeah.
And you guys did an episode, and I think like you guys said, like, and I did one with Bill where like you got to own what you did. That's the major point in the jury. You can't beat around the bush. Be like, I did this. And if these people claim they're students of the game, they'll accept what you did and actually pick you. And that's kind of what happened. No one was going in thinking like the way they were editing it, like no one's going to pick Gabler, but then he owned everything he did. And I think that's a major point in him winning.
Kind of, it dwarfed a lot of, say, what you would maybe objectively say Cassidy maybe had more achievements during the season, right? Won more immunity challenges, was on the right side of the votes while still being a target, right? However, I do think if you're going to go in and believe the premise that it was an open jury, there were some moments where she kind of maybe got caught in a little bit of a half truth. They're taking credit for things. And this is where, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. This is where this jury stuff, the modern Survivor jury, and I'm used to the old Survivor stuff because I haven't seen every season. I've seen a lot of the older seasons. And when did they let them start like debating with the jury about facts and stuff? Because there were times where people were kind of chiming in, like, well, no, actually, this is how this happened. And that. And I don't remember that being the dynamic.
So when that happened, I was like, is this the first time this has ever happened where like the jury's chirping to each other? And then we didn't even get a final statement from the actual contestants.
Right.
It was very much like an open dialogue this season.
I would say 41. I would say 41. They did this. That's when the jury started to get weird.
Yeah, they get like chippy with one another and stuff.
I think it's 41.
Weird. I don't think I noticed it until more this season. But that being said, I don't think I like it. Like, I think it's just gonna be a major jerk.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. Like, I thought this was great. I was like, I want to hear more from the jury members and their opinions. I want to hear like a discussion. And then Cassidy, honestly, Cassidy played a great game, and everything she articulated about her game with like why she chose Gabler to be fire and all that was awesome. And I think she was definitely a contender. And there was like a question that came up where it was like, oh, how did Cassidy not leave? And then Jesse was like, oh, you only didn't leave because James did leave, so we didn't need to get rid of you anymore. So that's where Cassidy's game is kind of sunk.
Mm-hmm. We also said that Cassidy was a sleeper. We also said that. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. A lot. Waleed, what did you think of Gabler, kind of the finale overall?
Well, it was my first completed season of Survivor that I ever watched in full.
That's right. Congratulations, buddy, everybody.
Thank you, boys.
That's awesome.
I tried last season. I fell off like a quarter of the way through just because the girl that ended up winning at the end ended up annoying the crap out of me. I couldn't watch the season anymore. But this season, it was good. I mean, definitely Gabler flying under the radar. I didn't exactly see that coming. It's my first season though, so I didn't really, know like it was very important the way he did it, like that Brian said, like stay under the radar at the beginning, then once like you get past the merge, then start coming into your own, and he did it perfectly, and so he won a couple immunities, showing his old man strength, and then kicking Jesse's ass in the fire challenge, which I thought that was like the coolest part. I was like, I didn't even know this they did this shit, so that was pretty cool to me.
What do you mean fire?
That's
what I was calling.
I was like, that's exactly what they're doing. They're building a fire. And little did I know that he did it in like 4 minutes, which is like the record, I think. Yeah. So
that shit was roaring too.
It was.
I was like, I feel like the whole time I was like, is Jesse gonna make a comeback? Is he gonna like his little tiny flame is gonna come back? But then Gabler just was catching steam because like the whole thing was the Jesse show, and it's almost set up like Jesse is like just the perfect edit, the perfect winner. Yep. And I'm like, the only person that could beat Jesse is the person that kills him in fire, and that person's gonna be Gabler. Like I just knew that Gabler was gonna go against him.
I think him or Owen would have beat Jesse. Because let's be real, Jesse has a great political game, but when it comes to all the physical challenges,
he sucked.
All the immunity challenges, he didn't win a single one. He's not a good competitor.
I feel like he was until
I think if Gabler didn't win, I would want Jesse to win. And
sure.
a lot of it has to do with me buying into the game and all that stuff, and just like, oh, he's had a rough like life, but like I really did kind of get behind his like backstory and all that stuff. But
right, so
I mean,
Jesse,
like,
to me, like I think I got a little bit. I think he was preaching his own story a little too much and like narrating his own Survivor game a lot, and it was starting to get there. And then honestly, I kind of think he was started kind of pouting and being kind of a sore loser, to tell you the truth. Like, I don't like, you could tell he was pissed off that he had to even do that fire, right? Like, he's trying to tell Cassidy to drop her immunity and come see her in the fire. I was like, okay, guy, yeah, sure. I may not have watched every season of Survivor, but I don't know, stupid enough to know that winning a fire building competition is not going to make the jury vote for me. Like, are you nuts, dude? Like, all right, guy. Like,
it was the last ditch effort.
Cassidy said about that, it was she didn't want to give Owen fire because Owen's resume might slightly boost and go past her. But she's like, Gabler, that dude doesn't have a resume. Let's put him in fire. That won't help him. And that's what everyone on these other recaps is saying. Oh, of Owen and Gabler, they're very equal, but Owen's better. I'm like, you're dead ass wrong. Gabler is better than Owen. Come on now. Like, if Jesse doesn't win, it's because Gabler killed him in fire and Gabler wins. And that's what we've been preaching for several weeks.
Yeah, I think Jesse went, and Jesse going out in tears, I think it definitely hit his ego a little bit because he knows in the back of his mind, let's be honest, he pulled off the political move of the season and how he got Cody out. So that was pretty cool. And I think at that point when he did that to Cody, he probably thought that he was like a shoe-in for the final three. So he could literally taste it, and you could see like just the distraught look on his face when he lost like that to Gabler.
He tapped back into that dark side he used to have to get rid of his boy Cody. And now he's like, was it worth opening that door again? Am I going to go back to the hard life again now? Like, am I addicted to that feeling? I mean, he literally killed a man, the tribal council, before. So, all right. So let's go back a little bit. There was a bunch of good things I think we should just kind of run over quickly. How about the first immunity challenge? Oh, before even the first immunity challenge, guys, we got a little bit of the theme song. We got a lot of the theme song.
Well, they had plenty of time to play this episode.
We had like a remix of the theme song throughout the intro of the players, and we got it at the end. I mean, this is probably a sad state of affairs we're in, but like, I'll take it. Like, I'll take that. It's way more than we've gotten in literally 3 years.
Yeah, the only time the theme song plays is the beginning of these episodes.
Yeah, well, this.
Are you saying it played more than that? I skipped through like as much as I possibly could.
No, right in the beginning, you got like a solid, like, it didn't like play the song like with the old intro, but like during the kind of like narration of the beginning for a solid like minute, like the music's playing and it crescendos and stuff with the logo. So,
well, the formula is, I guess.
I mean,
for every like hour that is extended to a show, they add 30 seconds to the theme show.
We deserve it.
Yeah, I think I noticed they had the extra theme song, like you were saying. So I don't know. The whole episode was just like fire for me. Like I thought it was great.
It was very good, I will say. Sure. Definitely the best of the new era.
Owen said something about his name being in like highlights, like for the title sequence. So I was like, "Oh, is this like an omen to say Owen wins?" But I don't know. Like, we're still rocking with Team Gabler. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought Jesse played the best game, but clearly it was just one of those things. If Jesse's gone, it's because Gabler took him out, and Gabler wins.
Oh, hey, Brett, nice to join us.
Oh, hey, yeah, how's it going? Hey, by the way, when I was thinking about if we're dropping clips, I know back when Brian was talking about Gabler for the first time, I mentioned something about there's a guy named Tom from Survivor South Africa who won. Very similar look to Gabler.
Firefighter?
That was a clip or something that I mentioned too. What?
Firefighter, right? He's like the good guy. Like he was the good, like old Tom, right?
Probably can't see that. No, not that guy. He's from South Africa.
Right, we got a green screen here.
Tom Swartz from South Africa.
All right, let me look at that.
Like the exact same game as Gabler. Like at the very beginning, he was just kind of this crazy old dude. He was rubbing people the wrong way. He wasn't getting eliminated. People thought he wasn't a threat because he was like crazy, didn't deserve anything. And then all of a sudden, he kind of just sinks down like the alligator and just kind of builds alliances and then gets to the end and pleads his case and everyone votes for him to win.
kind of like a guy using a Tide sheet as a beard or dressing up like a
Oh,
Batman.
I remember this guy. Yeah.
That guy.
A little bit of a stretch, but yeah.
So let's categorize this. This is so I wrote this down. I mean, we don't need to go detail for detail through the two immunity challenges, but what I wrote down here is this season of Survivor really likes to do challenges with really long sticks, handles, and stacking stuff. Is this what Survivor likes to do?
Yes.
Yeah, but also that being
stacks.
said, I like that last challenge.
Yeah, that challenge is good.
No, I like the bowls.
That
I'm
one's
not saying
good.
they're
That
bad,
one's
but
good.
I'm just like catching the themes here. A lot of long poles, a lot of stacking. Like
I like it better than the other shit with the puzzles at the end.
the
So do I.
word
I
phrase.
like
You're
it.
sick of the
Endurance
word
and
phrase.
actual,
It's kind of
like,
a puzzle. You need to be like you're like navigating through something. That's a staple
It's
one. They
like-
do that one a lot.
It's sort of like a test of will still, because like you gotta be strategic balance. If it falls, you gotta like get back in the game. I think my favorite are still the ones where they have to like do something where they're standing on a spike
Like
and
like a
stuff like
buoy.
that for hours.
Yeah, like a buoy.
they
I
have
will
the
say
balance on their chin on the spike.
I was a little disappointed in Owen. Like when his dropped, he just kind of stood there. You gotta play to
Gotta
the
play
whistle.
through the
You gotta
whistle.
play through the whistle, man. Like
Yeah.
like you never know, that gust of wind could have came early and knocked all Cassie's stuff on him.
Yeah, and
It'd
then
be a different
she's
game.
screwed. Yeah.
Well, the one thing about these types of challenges is the
Willpower.
importance of like placing it directly on top. So it really is such like a short, long game. Like you have to do everything and then like be very precise on where it's going. Because like obviously the sturdier your thing is, like the higher up it's gonna be better to like not fall. And
Yeah.
I swear to God, like it's such a healthy balance of going fast and doing it right. That
I would go so fast on the first few, just so that I know if I do hit it, how much does it wobble? Plus, there's nothing really up there, so I would just like try to knock the first few out and just get a feel for it, and hopefully get ahead, get a lead on everybody.
You would just sound like a gong.
Yeah, you
like
lose.
I would just like do like I wouldn't try to hit it, but I would try to go as fast as I can, and if I do hit it, see how much it wobbles, and then after the first
Wobble.
place, first, second, third, does me hitting it? If I do, does that make any of them fall off? And then
All right, if
obviously
that's
once
that's
it's
idea,
stacked,
let me tell you my idea. This is what I would do. I would go no bowl first time, swing it like a baseball bat just through the thing, and try and just gain muscle memory until I was perfect at it. Then I'd pick up base or one of the bowls,
And Jeff would be like, Kevin,
do the
doing
exact
something.
same thing, and land it perfect and probably win.
And he would be like, Kevin, with an interesting strategy here.
With an
Don't really know what he's
interesting-
doing. Jesse can't even get a fire started.
Yeah,
Speaking
at
of which,
least
like,
Jeff kept his narrations to a minimum tonight.
crazy
which-
enough, during the fire challenge, I was just thinking, like, what if Jesse pulls out his prison roots and he's just like, you know what, Gabler, fuck you, and just shanks him with a knife.
You know,
That's-
Brett, I spent
Yeah.
this entire episode making very witty and smart allusions to his past, and you just come in and be like, yeah, what if he just murders guys when he was in a gang again?
Dude, literally when we were
Fucking
talking about
guy.
this earlier, it took everything away from me to say, oh, the real challenge would be as if they had to start a fight and kill each other. Whoever died in the other person's fire won. And I said, Jesse, I think would win that one. But you got
He doesn't seem very
Lord of the
athletic.
Flies, season
You know he
1,
wins.
coming to
Yeah.
USA.
Turn this into
Jesse's-
Hunger Games, basically.
Jesse joined a
there
gang.
needs
because
to
he's
be
unathletic.
more murder.
There just be a murder. We could start with
Yeah,
one. Just
one.
a
That's
murder
all
on
we
any
want.
show, guys. We're
Right,
waiting. We're
yeah.
there. We're probably
I
going to
feel
be the
like
prime
Jesse's like-
witnesses.
Jesse's like
suspects,
5'6".
and probably witnesses because they'll probably end up being one of us. Really quick, guys. Survivor 44. They are showing the first trailer here as we speak on the after show. The one thing I will kind of comment on, two things, guys. We're still in Fiji. Pretty sure Jeff and his family just live there now. And Wednesday, March 1st.
Oh, wow.
2023.
Mhm.
Wednesday, March 1st,
Wow.
2023. We'll be back. The Reality Tribe will be back. That works out pretty well. Bachelor starts in January. That should probably be winding down right around then. And I'm sure we'll have a few other shows, which that means hopefully that's when Amazing Race comes back.
Yo, so that means that we're going to be doing a preview for this in February. That's like very soon.
And like I said, if we get that, I'm hoping that means Amazing Race.
And
And hey, let's throw it out there. Love Boat, Paramount Plus.
I feel like Amazing Race is a once a year thing, once every 3 years.
You watch
No.
your mouth.
It's definitely not.
It's not once every 3 years.
Canadian
They have like
Big Brother is coming
33
on in a few
seasons,
months.
and it came out in like 2002 or something. Like, all right. Anyway, looking forward to that. Thanks to everyone that comments, participates. Would love to see you guys on with our other properties. Like I said, we just finished up Amazing Race last week. The Real Love Boat ends next week. We have The Circle premiering in 2 weeks on Netflix. Brian and I right now are still watching Love and Hip Hop Reunion, which has been hilarious. Also Below Deck on Bravo. Look out for some other shows in the new year as well, but we'll tease those closer to Christmas. But for myself, Brian, Waleed, Kevin, Gabler's Goons, thank you. Peace.